for the longest time. I even asked Henry Rotich when he was minister, you started out very well, but you are coming to cheat us here. He said, Mwaura, you are the politicians who taught me how to cheat. Himself, he never lasted. He's no longer minister for finance. Ambassador Ukuri Atani was our minister here in the Ministry of Labor and Social Welfare. And I have told him as much, together with Dr. Kamau Duge. How? Let me give you a scenario so that you understand what I'm talking about. How on earth do you have a 9.8 trillion economy borrowing now 8.4 trillion? The only economy that has borrowed 239% of its GDP, nominal GDP, is Japan. What do they produce? Look around. All of these vehicles, they are from Japan. What does Kenya produce?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Children.
You know, America is a $24 trillion economy. They borrowed over 20 trillion, but you know, they have the reserve currency, which is a dollar. So they are the only people who can print money. Look at Kenya. We have borrowed over 5 trillion shillings in the last 7 years. What is there to show for it? Other than just expanding the size of government. So yes, that video that you are seeing going viral, I spoke about it in February. In fact, Mheshimiwa Sankoko was asking me about it then. In December, it's still going viral. Why? When I spoke, some people even called me from very high offices and they were telling me, Mwaura, what are you saying? I said, I will stand by the truth. We are now digging our hole deeper. We have raised our debt ceiling to 9 trillion. We are now going to exhaust it. We will remain with about 800 billion. We are expanding the size of government. Why, for example, does the Ministry of Health require 98 billion? What for? When health is devolved. Come on, I mean, let's be serious. How do you explain the building of Dongokundu bypass at a cost of 1 billion per kilometer? Really? Are we joking? Look at this expressway. How much is it costing us? This is development corruption and voodoo economics. I mean, let's not just lie to Kenyans. People are just increasing their money. And finally, let me just say about this issue. Why don't we have a single treasury account? Because ministry departments and agencies are having accounts in commercial banks, right? Then the same commercial banks do not lend to Kenyans. They are holding government money, then still lending the same government money. Ukuri Atani has said now they should not expect payment on their T-bills, right? The interest rates. But who are the owners of these banks? Those are the questions. For the last 10 years, which huge multinational-like kind of company has grown out of our economy? The usual suspects, Safaricom, KCB, what have you. The only people who try to come out was SportsPesa, Sualinyongwa. So we are in a cartel economy. How can a young man make money anymore? How can a young woman, a person with disability make money anymore in this economy? So tuache kudanganyana bwana, hili ni ushenzi bwana. We are a broke country and nobody should lie to you. We are broke. We cannot pay. Every road you see constructed, any development money is borrowed money. We have a 3 trillion budget. 3 trillion budget, out of which 1 trillion is going back to pay debt. Within 7 years, we've grown from less than 1 trillion budget. The first budget that was read was 1.15 trillion by President Uhuru Kenyatta when he was Minister for Finance. Now we are talking about 3 trillion. How can we sustain a 3 trillion budget? From where? And yet our collection, our revenue collection, is 15% of the GDP. If you look at OECD countries, they do up to 40%, right? So if then, because of corruptions and issues of inefficiencies and non-tariff barriers, Kenyans are not able to do business. Because it's a huge corruption enterprise. We are in a hole and we are digging it deeper. I don't envy President Uhuru, by the way. I don't. This is the worst, because, you know, President Kibaki gave us a country that was, I mean, the debt there was 1.8